The door, slightly ajar, creaked as I pushed it open. I grabbed the nearest seat, and after hunkering down into the chair with a relieved exhale, my left armrest clanked to the floor. Ian Mackenzie, the game studio's CEO, looked at the armrest and then glared at me. The other 10 guys in the room gave me icy stares, too. Ian's inset cold blue eyes locked with mine. "Who are you?" he barked. I'm Melody Jew, the new production assistant." I couldn't hold his stare, so I looked down at his shoes. Brand new pair of white Toms, to match his gleaming white gritted teeth. Someone's chair squeaked while we waited for Ian, the company's messiah, to say something. He turned his cold eyes away from me and gazed at the whiteboard scribble. Holy hell, what an intense stare. I had only been at this game company a little over 2 weeks, but I could tell that most people had a visceral reaction to Ian. A handful of people loved him, but most of the staff didn't. The company's board of directors had hand-selected him for his role because of his gaming industry pedigree. I spent most of my first day at work researching him online. He had been an executive creative director at Shazam Game Studios and had 1 hit AAA title under his belt. He was the creative mind behind Undead vs. Undead vs. Undead, the fastest-growing console game in the last decade, unexpectedly popular in Canada. Yes, Canada. Somehow, his third-generation Irish brain figured out what would make Canadians become addicted to this type of shooter game. Ian had left Shazam just days before a Korean-Canadian family in Calgary sued the company on the grounds that the game was so addictive that their sleep-deprived son ended up with urinary tract disability because he frequently held his pee for 18 hours a day. The parents filed a lawsuit against Shazam for millions of dollars. Some industry conspiracy theorists believed that Ian had hidden subliminal messages in the game to intensify gaming addiction, but no one could prove it. When asked if any of the allegations were true in a recent interview by a famous gaming journalist, Ian replied, "What can I say? Gamers can't get enough of my genius." Assuming everything I read online about this lawsuit was accurate, Ian seemed like a total asshole. I couldn't say too much about Ian's lucky career success because getting my production assistant job had been a stroke of luck, which never usually happened for me. The board wanted more entrepreneurial-minded women at 17 studios, and I fit the profile. The company offered decent pay, and trying out a new career path in video games was on my professional bucket list. And to be honest, my 10-year high school reunion would be here before I knew it, and I wanted to impress everyone. For the first time in my entire life, I was in the right place at the right time, and I carpe diem'd that shit. Damn it! Ian slammed the dry erase marker on the conference table. We need a new name for our studio. I don't like 17 studios. It's so pedestrian. Let's start throwing some ideas out there. Ian repeatedly capped and uncapped the whiteboard marker in his hand. Click, snap. Click, snap. I thought this was a product brainstorm, not a studio naming exercise, said a female voice from the other side of the room. It was Kat Campbell, one of the senior designers at the company. I silently sided with her on this one. The name of the meeting in our calendar was New Product Brainstorm, in shouty all caps. Ian said to Kat, "This meeting is whatever I decide it should be. Any other questions?" Nope, no other questions. This meeting was now a studio name brainstorm. And 30 minutes later, all the ideas we had collectively come up with were up on the whiteboard. And they were terrible. A lanky, freckly guy said, "How about Hemlock Studios? It's funny because of its toxicity." Ian's head shook with disappointment.